What's going on, boys and girls? Guys, I just released my Fed propaganda video. If you want a recap of what Jerome Powell said, my take on it, definitely check that video out. Guys, look at my screen. This is Bitcoin on the weekly. Remember, this is Fib time right here. And Fib time for May 2nd, we have the beginning of the pivot. You see the deep red trend. Now we have a blue weekly candle, largely because the markets rallied. The Dow went up over 900 points. The SPX almost completed a 4% move. Look at this. Like I said, guys, these markets found the bottom. They were trying to hold the bottom. Bitcoin, I think, is still going to go up and wave up in that fashion that I've been talking about now for a couple of weeks before actually getting kicked in the teeth and then capitulating. So what I'm looking for here is we have our blue candle. I think the real trend, now Bitcoin's highly volatile, but I think the real trend will start next week with the equities. Tomorrow you may have some profit taking because today was such a strong rally. If you have some profit taking tomorrow, it's a Friday. The market may be kind of flat, maybe slightly red, maybe slightly green, but I think next week will be the telltale sign of what to expect for the crypto market. If the markets open up green, if this rally has legs in the equities markets, looking at the NASDAQ, I mean, they all got the same pump candle and then the same doji forming, okay? If this rally has legs, you're going to see Bitcoin and crypto also come up as well. Some of the alts already were taking off with this Bitcoin pump. And guys, like I said, we have our targets. Let's jump over to the daily. Looking at the daily, we hit our head right on the 40K number, okay? Again, I told you hard resistance. We have to flip this number, and then we have our targets. The Fibonacci targets, we have the 382 at 43,248. We have GAN at 43. We have the 0.5 at 45. We have GAN hard resistance at 46 and the 618 at 46,860 with the 200. And of course, the 233 is down by just about 43. Well, let's get the actual number here. 43.7, okay? So my target for where this wave could go, if the markets continue to move up, is, like I said, between these two moving averages, just like it did before, okay? I don't want to rehash that too much. I know you guys are tired of hearing about it, but this is playing out so far exactly like I thought it would. We have a falling wedge. We just broke the falling wedge. We need to see if we have momentum here to break up and move up, okay? I think that 43 target could be a possibility, but I really think we have a chance to get back in between these two moving averages, and that would be, again, between basically high 43 and 46K. This would be where Bitcoin has a market turning event. If it can flip that, you can have more upside. If the markets continue to rally, you could have more upside. High probability, this is where you get kicked in the teeth and you capitulate. The last move here was a 22% down move. I would expect this down move would be stronger. We'd be coming down to at least test 34, if not lower. 31, 30K. Those numbers are real possibilities, but that's what I'm looking for, guys. We broke out of the wedge. Let's look at some of the volatility. Let's see if our move actually started yet. This is the daily time frame. The daily time frame, the most important time frame. Large patterns, large amounts of strength. Looking at the volume ticked up clearly. On balance, volume is increasing. Volatility is flat, and this is extremely important. This big candle did not cause the volatility to spike. When that volatility does spike, that can be your up move. Now, could it capitulate and just fall down from here? Of course it could. But guys, looking at the pivot, like I said, looking at the markets, how they are beginning to rally, if it holds up and has legs, Bitcoin's going to come up. Been predicting this. I've been consulting with my Magic 8 Ball, and it has been right on the money so far. Guys, I'm not right all the time, but lately, I mean, my streak is pretty hot, as you guys have been watching this channel. And I'm not right all the time, but I am right enough of the time to be dangerous. And I think this is exactly what's going to play out here. We need a hold above the wedge. The volatility is low, which means you still have an explosive move coming. If that explosive move is to the upside, if the equities continue, if that explosive move is to the upside, you're going to see Bitcoin come out. This is an opportunity if you hit that key resistance, any of these levels, 43, 44, 45, 46. I told you I think we're going between the two moving averages again. We're going to end up making some type of shape, whether it be a double top like we've done multiple times, or we just hit a couple candles and start falling back down. We're going to see something that's going to tell us exactly what's happening in the marketplace with candles, with volume, and looking at the equities. I'm one of the only people here on YouTube that understand the equities markets, the broader economic structures. Guys, this is so important for crypto because this is a risk asset. Risk assets are going to be the first assets pushed off the books when those stock markets capitulate. And while they're on their upswing, their wave up, you have to see on this upswing in the equities, is this going to be a rally to sell or a rally to keep going back up into a bull market? That's the key, because a rally to sell is the smart operators, the large money makers. Those are the people that will be selling when retail's buying into these dips, loving this Fed news. If they start dumping and you see those markets start reversing, which I think this is going to happen in a compressed time frame, like I said, next week and the week after really are your 2 weeks for opportunities to rally in the equities, because the following week, then the next Fed meeting is coming up and another 0.5 rate hike. This is going to compress PE ratios. It's going to hurt the book, especially if the companies think Cathie Wood, think ARK, think all these innovation tech companies that make zero money. Today alone, Lyft, the top competitor to Uber, got cut by 35%, okay, prior to the Fed conference. The stocks, all the bubbles have worked the same way. If you study market cycles, the high growth gets hit first. The risky assets get hit first, and then the big names start capitulating, right? We had Amazon drop 15%. Guys, this is such a volatile marketplace, and the Fed manipulating what they're going to do, the Fed pretending to be serious about fighting inflation, it's causing rallies. And these rallies will give opportunities for the hedge funds and, like I said, the big money makers, guys, the smart operators to dump on retail. You have to remember, this literally is an us versus them. There's only one side that wins in trading. You have to understand what they're doing with the money, how they're moving the markets. That's the premise of Wyckoff. That's the premise of Dow theory. Understand how the markets are moving, because somebody has to win. For every buyer, there's somebody selling. Somebody's going to win in that trade. And if these markets do rally to resistance, key resistance on the SPX, the NASDAQ, the Russell, you're going to see crypto fall. Crypto may fall first when they hit their peak and start to decline, or crypto may lead the way and pump higher than they will, then fall. We don't know, but what we do know are key levels of support and resistance, and these have to be monitored very closely, and our move has not happened yet. Our volatility move has not happened yet. We broke the wedge. Therefore, I believe that bias is going to be to go to the upside, okay? That's what you need to pay attention to. Watch these key levels. Watch your alts. You can take trades on longs. You got to flip 40K. I personally am not looking at any type of long until I flip 40K. And even then, I want breakout volume candles. I want my volatility to explode. This needs to wave up. I want to be a couple sigmas on the volatility. I want breakout volume. I want to be above 40K, and you're going to be able to ride that for a few thousand points most likely. And guys, when you hit that resistance, you'll be able to flip it around and turn it into a short. Money makers up, money makers down. That's how you stack profits in this market. You guys can learn these techniques at marketmakers.trade. Definitely check out our room. Love to have you guys there. Very, very active Discord, a fantastic community there. All right, guys, this is what I'm seeing in the marketplace. Short video. Check out my Fed video if you want to get a recap of that. And I'll talk to you guys tomorrow and give you an earlier update what's going on as soon as I see how these markets open and what's happening, okay? All right, everybody, have a fantastic night. Talk soon.